Vais vir primeiro aqui, ó. 1 segundo.
Trailer.
Pronto.
Foda-se, andei para baixo. Vandy! It's Vandy! It's Von! My boy!
And all our development partners across the world, thank you for joining us. Today, we do a little recon across all Black Ops Cold War multiplayer. The world, the missions, the weapons, the characters, and the systems. And you know, we'll make some fun announcements along the way.
Let's go.
Here on out, we talk directly to you, the best fans of gaming. Joining me throughout the show is a big cast of characters from across the studio, along with some of your favorite Call of Duty content creators and streamers. One thing you've come to expect from a Black Ops game is that we are never quite satisfied with the status quo. We are always looking for a way to do it better. But some things shouldn't change, and for every multiplayer game we make, one thing hasn't: how we start things off. This is the worldwide debut of
Let's
the Black
go!
Ops Cold War multiplayer trailer.
Este gajo tem tanto nas costas dele, meu. Está a comunidade toda à espera que este gajo faça uma coisa boa neste jogo, meu. Este gajo tem uma pressão do caralho, meu. Este gajo tem uma pressão do caralho. Vamos lá! Puta, está mostrando os ouvidos! PlayStation 5. M16.
Threat neutralized.
You're here
Galil!
for the best special forces NATO has to offer.
We're all that keeps the world from turning to cinders, comrades.
We work off the books.
Operate in the shadows.
Uzis, acho eu. Uzis, mini Uzis. A K-74U. Miami. Este é o mapa que vimos na leak de gameplay.
Let them come.
Ok, MG. Grenade launcher. Yep. What? Ground War, por favor. Não me digam que isto vai estar no multiplayer. Isto é Ground War. Isto é Ground War. Commando! Intervention! Ou L100... L1911? Como é que a arma se chamava? Angola, ok.
Opa, vai dar para nadar.
RPK. Isto é Ground War, de certeza. Isto não pode ser multiplayer. Por amor de Deus, não me façam isso. Não me metam veículos no multiplayer, por amor de Deus. Diz-me que isto é Ground War. E as armas estão tão iguais ao do Black Ops 1. Ai.
I'll drive.
É Ground War isto, de certeza, meu. Mas estão a focar demasiado no Ground War, não? RCXT, ok. Deagles. Você está-me a explodir nos ouvidos esta merda. Isto para mim quanto ao que conta, para ser muito sincero. Vamos ver. Ok. Vamos lá. Primeiro trailer isto. November 13th.
Ok, vamos ter Angola.
Olha, dia 8 de outubro, beta. Já sabia, né? Mas pronto. É novidade.
You just saw it. This is an unapologetically Cold War game set in the 80s, but it's still a Black Ops game. And for over
Mas esta parte também baixa.
we build our multiplayer experiences atop a core set of guiding principles. They form our pillars, deniable operations that deploy around the world, signature combat tailored to how you play, connected experiences that deliver free, robust, ongoing content, and integrate deeply into the next evolution of Warzone. Today, we're going to explore each of these facets of multiplayer.
Vamos falar do Warzone.
Show you how this
Vamos falar do Warzone.
cinematically connected experience is our most immersive yet. And then we're going to show it to you
Come on, Van der Haar.
before, with a little help from some
In Von we trust.
First up, the bedrock of Black Ops, deniable operations. These are the places in multiplayer you never saw and the things you never did. The missions that stay off the books and the targets and sources who stay off the record. The Cold War we set out to build is realistic. It's plausible. Most importantly, it's inspired by a gritty historical tone that we've woven into every element of our game's world and story and gameplay. Chaotic and always confidential, deniable ops lie at the heart of multiplayer, raising the bar while creating a clear and unique narrative that influences every bit of our world building.
Sim, Early Access acho que é dia 8. Deve ser PlayStation 4.
With the signature level design you've come to expect, and by pushing the visual bar and immersing players into a narrative of unfolding events. The fight to recover a downed satellite in the Central African desert, battles that unfold on the neon-soaked streets of Miami's famed South Beach. Deniable Ops are the Black Ops stories inspired by history, but forgotten by the history book.
Deniable Ops é Ground War, acho eu. Pelo que eu estou a perceber.
5 maps to give you a small taste of the range of Deniable Ops awaiting in multiplayer. Later today, you'll see them playing. But here's a few of my teamates to share what they love
Como assim, Joca?
from how they were made.
Como assim, Joca nos novos pontos?
I'm a level designer. I'm Kendall Snow, associate.
Ah, esta já estava na Treyarch, já.
Producer.
Agora Producer, Matt... Isto é malta nova, acho eu. Pá, eu não conheço estas caras, pelo menos de jogos anteriores da Treyarch.
Lost power and crashed in the deserts of Angola. With hired DGI forces closing in,
Now it's a race to secure the crash site.
what I love about satellite
Ah, troquei, Joca, troquei, sim senhora. Tem cenas novas.
space.
Because larger maps have more components, we can apply more details into maps like Satellite, which make them feel even more natural. The satellite at the center is like a king of the hill. Anyone who wants it has to run toward you because it's raised higher than the rest of the map.
I'm usually playing one of two ways. All in, full ham, dying again and again. Or in objective modes, I'll flank and get the jump on people. Satellite scratches both of those itches. Even though it's an outdoor space, the map's two different regions mean I can play long and short range tactics.
I'll be honest, I am trash with the sniper rifle, but a shotgun, that I can do. I have always been a big fan of close quarters combat, and there is great cat and mouse style
Ela e toda a
in
gente.
Satellite.
The crash
Com a
satellite
shotgun.
is a super fun spot to try and outplay your enemies.
Mas um bocado de coisa, este mapa parece ser um mapa grande. Os gajos focaram muito em mapas grandes, eu não curti disso. Vamos ver, vamos ver. Estavam a falar de mapas grandes, já vejo mais oportunidades para design e o caraças.
And loves for how quickly engagements fire
Não sei.
up. East and west
Mas eu acho que isto tudo que vemos até agora é Ground War, tenho quase certeza.
a top secret mission.
Inspired by a real-life event, Project Azorian, CIA, JSOC, and Soviet forces converged to recover a sunken prototype nuclear Soviet submarine from the ocean floor.
Isto é Ground War, não tenho
Calm waters of
quase a
Armada
certeza.
explode into massive
Isto é o novo Ground War do Black Ops.
Players battle for control of large naval vessels.
With no lanes walling you in, players can engage on ships' decks, in the water, and on vehicles like wake runners and gunboats. Armada is chaos in the best way.
This really cool map that gives
A
this
Ground War.
amazing sense of exploration. There are so many little individual areas to find and new ways to surround or flank your enemies and get the upper hand.
A hidden safe house has been discovered right in the
Tanto que eu parece estar. Isso já é básico, isto é tipo coisa dos jogos da Treyarch. Os jogos da Treyarch é o time to kill alto, Infinity Ward é time to kill baixo. Mas isso já é da Treyarch, não quer dizer que seja uma coisa má. Eu por acaso gosto assim de time to kills, mais coisas que dê para um gajo fazer mais turn-ons e cenas assim.
A bunch of cars and there's tall buildings on either side of you.
There's this sense that you've been dropped into a point in history.
First thing I do
Estou a gostar do feel, está-me a dar feel de Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2 isto.
cross in the Moscow map.
Está-me a dar um feel de Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2.
Doesn't take long. People are going to run through the metro station. So you can just sit there and wait.
Ei, está-me a dar tanto feel de Black Ops 2 isto, por alguma razão.
Line of fire right off the bat.
Não sei porquê.
It's a classic 3-lane map where teamwork really makes the dream work.
January 17th, 1984. This location is heavily influenced by Miami's famous, or perhaps infamous, Ocean Drive. This is a night map, but one unlike players have seen before.
You can sneak through dark, shadowy alleys, go out onto the beach, out into the ocean.
You can dive in the water and wade along the coast to get the drop on the other side.
Or you can just go right down the street and bask in the neon light.
Já repararam, eles só estão a focar em 4 mapas diferentes ou 5. Isto é Ground War. Com certeza.
The little details make it lifelike and it becomes this joy to experience.
Gameplay muito parecida com o... em termos de movimentação, slides e o caraças com o MW.
On the main street in the center, because that is sniper heaven, and that is Britney hell. So I always go and try to.
Aquela é a sniper do Black Ops 1, já não me chamar a porcaria da sniper do Black Ops 1, mano. Não é ela, sentiu.
Our art and
não sei.
design teams worked really hard to bring the best possible night experience to the players. You'll see that play out when you sneak in the shadows on the beach or engage enemies in the center strip.
It really makes people feel like they're in Miami in the 80s. It's pretty cool.
Nuke!
In Crossroads, NATO has learned a large Soviet missile convoy is on its way to the border.
Special forces dispatch alongside MI6 to ambush the convoy and secure the weapons before all hell breaks loose.
Soviet convoy disabled.
It's one of our most cinematic maps with a boots-on-the-ground feel that feels pulled from the campaign.
Your team will want to hold down and protect its own outpost to guarantee access to one of these tanks. But infantry combat doesn't take a backseat in Crossroads, as natural terrain and foliage
Boas, Dremel, como é que estás? Está tudo bem, Dremel?
practical advantages.
There's a bunch of snowmobiles when you first spawn, and it's a mad dash to grab one. And now, running people over with the snowmobile is my favorite thing to do.
Each environment changes the dynamic of how you play and caters to unique loadouts. Crossroads is a bigger map, and that allows you to play the way you want to play.
Ground War.
The beaches of Miami.
Pá, ainda não vemos grande coisa, Dremel. Deu-me vibes de Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2.
Research department racked up miles visiting them all. Because if you're going to deploy around the globe in this game, that required them to do the same. The mission for our artist
Vão ser só estes mapas, meu?
Isto é Ground War, mano. Isto é Ground War. Tenho 99% de certeza que aquilo era Ground War. É o que eles chamam de... São todos. Aquilo é o que eles chamam de Undisclosed Operations ou caraças.
Ok.
True 4K, high dynamic range with a true color and tone, ray tracing on systems that support it, photometric lighting courtesy of our Luminaire system, and overhauled contour terrain system. The result is gritty, it's believable, I dare say it's got ambience. Most importantly, it sets the perfect stage for multiplayer combat. On that note, here's Matt with more on the modes and missions ahead.
We talked a little bit about where you'll play, but let's talk about what you'll play when you get there. And Black Ops Cold War, our classic game modes are returning, and they're better than ever. From the tried and true Team Deathmatch, Domination, and Search and Destroy, to the return of the competitive game mode Control, we've taken a fresh eye to all of your favorites. We're encouraging more gameplay with larger capture zones and Domination. We're updating spawn systems in Hardpoint, and now we show you where the next Hardpoint will spawn so you can regroup, rotate, and set up
Oh,
for the next fight.
ok.
We're working hard to make this the most rewarding and
Isso vai ajudar bastante a jogar com randoms em ranked play. Preciso de ranked play. League play.
Let's talk about the innovative new modes you'll be going to next.
League play. League play.
Let me introduce you to my teammate Marquise Gladney, who's here to tell you about the brand new
Preciso de League play. League play Black Ops 2. Preciso de ranks. VIP escort.
VIP escort began with a question. How can we create a game mode inspired by the kind of real-life, totally true, but completely redacted Black Ops that first inspired this franchise? The result is Extraction in its purest form, a new 6-on-6 objective-based game mode we call VIP Escort. In Black Ops,
Rainbow.
we normally task you with fighting, but VIP Escort turns that on its head with a new mechanic. If you're selected as the VIP, your #1 job, it's to live. In this team-based op, Your team will try to escort you off the map or eliminate the other team.
Galil. Isto é Galil, não é?
As VIP, you'll skip create a class.
Parecia.
You're too important now.
Já estava diferente.
Instead, you'll deploy with a kitted out pistol, a smoke grenade, a spy plane for team intel, and a whole lot of hope that your team knows what the hell it's doing. The mission? Stay alive and escape the map. To do so, you'll need to reach one of 2 possible exfil sites.
Para jogar com randoms vai ser tão fodido.
To keep teams on their toes. There are stakes here. If you die, that ends the round. But team up and you can get your squad back on their feet quickly via last stand and revive. Each team's choices and tactics create layers of strategy and
revive,
injecting the best of Black Ops themes directly into this competition. Will your team pull Cold War mind games and misdirection by splitting up the squad to draw fire and create distractions for the VIP? Or is a full-on assault more their style? Will they travel ahead and scout, run protection detail, or take a bullet for you Secret Service style? My personal keys to victory? I stick close and escort the VIP and defend them at all costs. If the VIP doesn't make it out alive, it won't matter if you do. This new deniable operation only scratches the surface of what it means to play Cold War multiplayer.
Vamos ver. Prestige era de caraças. O gameplay muito fixe, já.
6v6 experience you've come to expect. Combined Arms is where multiplayer gets bigger and badder, bringing together the best of multiplayer's large-scale battles by combining infantry and vehicular gameplay in a single cohesive combat experience. In Combined Arms Domination, players will deploy into 12 versus 12 battles, each customized and unique to its own environment. But these battles aren't just bigger or more chaotic. We've worked hard to ensure the 2 levels of boots on the ground and all-out vehicular warfare complement and enhance one another on each map. Tanks, snowmobiles, wake runners, gunboats, and more. These vehicles amplify the action, sure, but they also create jaw-dropping moments right in the middle of the fight. The way I personally play Combined Arms depends on my mood. If I'm going for the win, it's rally time, and I'm pushing to capture every objective on the map. Whether that means loading up a gunboat on Armada or popping smokes so my team can cross the frozen lake in Crossroads. I'm putting my
isto era o que nós estávamos a ver ao bocado. Isto é tipo o novo Ground War, acho.
And that's the thing. In Combined Arms, almost
Eu quero jogar em Angola, meu.
I'll seek out fun moments that aren't possible in other modes, like ziplining onto the enemy ship and seeing how long I can last before getting taken out. At launch, you can expect even more Combined Arms maps and modes, each tailored and tuned to bring the most fun, frenetic action this format can deliver. Take Armada, our most unique map to date. You saw earlier that the only life preservers on this sea-based map are your tactics, as each capture zone requires a different approach. Will you attack surgically with a 2-seater wake runner, gather your squad and storm the main ship? From ziplines that traverse the map to all new naval tactics, Armada is Combined Arms Domination realized, bringing high stakes, high-speed combat to the high seas. On Crossroads, you'll trade your wetsuit for a snowsuit, fighting for control of Soviet bunkers across the frozen tundra. With high-powered tanks patrolling the frozen lake and surrounding roads, you'll need to choose how to take on those slow movers. So whether you're hopping onto a snowmobile for a quick flank or rolling up your sleeves and sticking on some C4, the story is yours to write in Combined Arms Domination. That's it for deniable operations for now. We zipline, cross frozen lakes, and
novo Ground War. Interessante. Parece ser ali uma mistura entre, porque são só 12 contra 12, parece ser ali uma mistura entre o Ground War que nós conhecemos e o Ground War novo. Malta, não deem spoilers no chat, malta. Por amor de Deus. Fala.
This may be a multiplayer game built for everyone, but these will be your deniable operations. And now I'll turn it over to Tony to talk about.
Eles vão tornar as deniable
Thanks, Matt. Now, a lot has changed.
Ok, mas então depois não digas isso, depois eu vejo no final da live, digas, não digas nada. Eu não vi o que é que te viste para cima, só vi a mensagem do Joca. Se não, eu depois vejo isso, não digas. No spoilers, no spoilers.
Now we know that to you, combat is more than just pointing and shooting. It's about how your operator moves and weaves through your surroundings. It's feeling the power of your weapon, how it reacts.
O Uzi, ok. Será que o Uzi vai estar bom, acho?
The sound of bullets storming past you, the rattle and bang of firing your weapon. In Cold War, we're back to plausible, authentic, boots on the ground.
PK.
And that has allowed us to not only refine the feel of the game, but build on all the classic foundations of Black Ops. Heads-up gameplay, automated healing, and grounded movement. Keeping your player experience in the front of our minds has also inspired a fresh wave of thinking across our creative class and score streak system, where we're introducing features that bring unprecedented transparency to your planning and
Orbital V7 Swarm, Orbital V7 Swarm Q9, Orbital V7 Swarm Q9.
systems, while still capturing that
Por
signature
favor.
Black Ops super smooth feel, is a notoriously tricky thing to get just right, and we put everything we have into it for each game. This is an absolute team effort, so I brought some of my friends from the combat team to help tell you about our initiatives for this game and how they've resulted in signature combat that feels just right. Here's Max Porter to start us off.
We've taken lessons learned from across Black Ops and the entire Call of Duty franchise to land on a truly best-in-class weapon experience. The gun is almost always right in front of you and must look great. From a gun's seams down to its grime, the level of detail in Black Ops Cold War has never been higher. But our weapons also need to move in a realistic manner. You'll feel it in this game, whether you're clocking from long range or firing from the hip.
Ui, a nova cena do Hardpoint tá fixe.
We think about the way it looks, the way it's going to move, but a big part of a gun's personality is the sound that it makes. It's like the bark of a dog. We're sort of imagining all these guns as characters. That just adds to that level of realism in that sort of.
Mas eu quero ver gameplay! Gameplay mesmo! Isto é tudo muito trailer cinemático.
It's this multifaceted approach to how weapons look, animate, and sound that together defines the feel of Cold War's signature gunfighting experience. Here's Alvin with a debrief on some of the other combat systems waiting for you in Cold War.
Score streaks. Okay, create a class. Pick 10. Pick 10.
Let's talk about two of the most significant and impactful features of multiplayer. Create a class and score streaks.
Vamos lá.
Our goal with Create a Class in Cold War is to empower you without making trade-offs. This year, better starts with simpler. Create a Class will be a slot-based system, no longer governed by allocations or the Pick 10 system. You always boast a full class of a primary, secondary, lethal, tactical, field upgrade, and a set of perks. Field upgrades are items placed in the world to give your team an advantage. You can earn them solely based on time.
Mas qual? Mas estás a falar na gameplay, não é?
Works on a cooldown that lasts after death. Now, wild cards are back. In this system, in every class, you can pick one of 4 wild cards that let you do things like load your primary weapon with up to 8 attachments, carry up to 6 perks, double the number of lethals and tacticals you have, or carry 3 primary perks from any mix of categories. Of course, a key component of Create a Class is the Gunsmith.
Vai botar o Gunsmith, ok.
In Black Ops Cold War, there
Criar
are more
camos?
optics and
Nunca tinha visto
attachments
isto.
to unlock and configure than
O
ever
quê?
before. Every primary
O que
weapon
estão a
is
apresentar, né? Que é exatamente igual ao que já temos.
Estava à espera que voltasse o Pick 10. Fiquei um bocado desapontado.
6 options per attach point. By
Este vai ser o
default,
menu,
you can
meu.
put 5 attachments or 8 with the Gunfighter wildcard.
Fiquei desapontado para caraças que não há Pick 10. Hã?
Gunsmith will show you what
Mas isto também é
each
consola, né?
attachment does as positive or
Não,
negative.
é igual, vai ser igual.
You can now build backwards, speccing
Eu não
out the
curto o
perfect
menu, meu.
gun for results you want to see in the field. This takes the guesswork out of the system and helps us on our never-ending quest to make the most balanced Call of Duty game you've ever played.
Os tricks, vamos lá, isto é que importa.
One more thing I need to talk about. First up, we've updated score streaks so that earned score is kept through death. This change gives all players a chance to engage with score.
Não, 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 não.
If you do go on a streak and string
Ah, já fizeram merda. Pronto, já fizeram merda.
score bonuses help you earn into those higher-powered score streak tiers.
Foda-se.
Score streak span, each score streak will go on a cooldown after it's used to pace out frequency. So, what score streaks are we talking about? Well,
Foda-se, meu. Opa!
Score streaks in Cold War can
Já estraga bué o multiplayer, caralho.
to aid in taking an objective, to save your team, to break up the pace of the game with a fun new experience. We've also tailored strategy into the system.
Foda-se.
Score streaks can often be neutralized with a counter score streak. And now I'll pass it over to Sunny to share more about our operators.
What?
How they move in Black Ops Cold War.
Não percebi o que se passou, malta. Basicamente o que se passou é que agora toda a gente, tipo até os noobs, agora vão conseguir os score streaks maiores. Porque os score streaks não dão reset quando vocês morrem. Se vocês mataram 3 gajos e precisam de mais 2 para um orbital ou caraças, vocês morrem e ainda continuam com os 3 mortos. Opa, oh meu, what the fuck, meu, qual é que é o sentido disso, meu? Opa! Eu já tinham feito merda no MW em que tu só podias usar um score streak uma vez numa vida, agora está parecido, tem um cooldown nos score streaks. Oh meu, não, Treyarch, não, Treyarch, não esperava isto da Treyarch.
Here's 4 specific ways movement has improved through new cutting-edge techniques in animation and programmatic movement. The first is sprint takeoff. This is the feature that gives your operator a running start.
Esquece, Tremel, esquece.
Slows down to normal speed.
Aí não ouvi nada.
Feel the momentum of like where you're going and where you're going to end up. We wanted to preserve the fluidity and fun of an operator's ability to slide. In Black Ops Cold War, when you slide, you start and end in a crouch position in a believable way. This allows 2-player movement states to function better as one, all while improving gameplay and enhancing pace. Footstep control also plays a big part of the new movement system. Go faster and you'll make more noise. Of course, we still have Ninja as a perk, but Ninja is no longer the only way to keep quiet. Whether or not you're crouched, how loud you get is now directly tied to how fast you're moving. Lastly, we've incorporated a classic jump with a much more natural height, which will very briefly slow you down on landing. Our goal in all of these movement mechanics is to ensure operators' actions are not just authentic, but intuitive. When you press a button or a key, you should always feel in control of your operator, and this system has been built to translate your decisions into dynamic movement more seamlessly than ever. The era of the game might be the 80s, but the characters you play will move and shoot like the world's most highly skilled...
Boas, Alves, como é que estás?
Signature combat. It isn't just how a gun is shot, it's how that gun feels. How it sounds, how it's designed to create a combat experience.
Basicamente o Pick 10, tu tinhas 10 pontos para gastar onde tu quisesses, estás a ver? Tudo que tu metesses na classe era um ponto.
Your operator shift around the AO and carry the gear you outfit them in is just as important as the choices you give them. Choices like the overhauled create a class system, or all those attachment possibilities in Gunsmith, or the new ways you can earn and deploy score streaks in the thick of battle.
Como é que estás, Alves? Está tudo?
Work together to deliver the most intuitive, plausible, authentic, boots-on-the-ground experience possible, and they are at the heart of Black Ops Cold War. Now, on that note, I'd like to introduce Miles, who's going to discuss some of the biggest innovations yet.
Thanks,
Love it. Crossplay, né?
Let's talk Warzone. You've seen how we're pouring it all into the Cold War multiplayer experience, but let's confirm it right here, right now. Black Ops Cold War will also usher in the next evolution of Call of Duty Warzone, continuing and expanding the blockbuster Battle Royale free-to-play experience. And it'll be a true evolution, with Warzone not merely picking up where the Modern Warfare climax left off narratively, but also interweaving the themes, locations, weapons, and vehicles of Black Ops Cold War right into the action.
Yeah, vai ser tudo novo. Update de 100 GB.
Also share post-launch content from a narrative standpoint across both
Vamos lá ver o que ele vai dizer.
And item shop content. This interlinks Call of Duty in ways that evolve the Warzone experience while delivering jaw-dropping moments. So yeah, you can expect some surprises along the way. One surprise we're avoiding is the feeling of starting over. It's important to us that you can still use your characters and weapons and progression-related items, which is why investment and progress in Cold War is reflected in Warzone. While these are two very big games, from the beginning they've been built to work together. Your player experience is everything to us. So we're making sure Black Ops Cold War and Warzone share progression, with much of your previously earned Modern Warfare content, from weapons to cosmetics, still available for use in both Warzone and Modern Warfare. We're collaborating with our studio partners across Call of Duty to preserve continuity while building a new chapter of Warzone that'll immerse you.
Já viste quantas armas é que vão haver no Warzone?
Eu quero um mapa novo, senão...
Ele disse mapa novo.
Ah, ok.
Ele disse a new location.
Ah, ok. Não ouvi.
And all of Call of Duty will evolve in the year ahead. But that sense of interconnectedness, it extends beyond just Warzone. That's why I'm excited to confirm that Black Ops Cold War will not only support cross-platform play and progression,
but will also deliver cross-generation play to the game. That's because Black Ops Cold War is, at its heart, a connected experience.
Oh, menu.
And playing together on whatever platforms you prefer only betters that experience. Cross-play and cross-progression across current and next-generation systems across all modes. That won't be easy, but it's worth it.
Apesar que não consigo ligar a minha conta da Xbox à minha da Activision, mas ok.
Estranho. Deploy, no barriers between them. And with a Battle Pass system delivering a steady stream
Battle Pass.
launch content, Black Ops Cold War will be the very first cross-platform, cross-generation Call of Duty experience, making it the deepest game in franchise history. Vaughn, where do we go next?
Muito obrigado pelo host, Alves. Muito obrigado.
Subject to platforms, we've got a very special guest, Mark from Beanox.
Hey, what's up, Van? On behalf of Beanox, we are extremely excited and proud to bring Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War to Battle.net as the lead PC developer. PC continues to be a critically important pillar of game development for the Call of Duty franchise. In addition to the major improvements we have made to Call of Duty PC in the past, including uncapped frame rates, high refresh rate support, and customized field of view, we're always looking for ways to improve features and customizable settings. One of the biggest improvements this year is that the Black Ops engine now runs on DirectX 12. This has led to a huge improvement in terms of performance and latency reduction. For players who prioritize immersive gameplay, we have a great partnership with NVIDIA to bring ray trace effects, performant accelerating deep learning super sampling or DLSS, and reflex latency optimization technology. We will implement ray trace shadows and ambient occlusion to improve the quality of light shadow and sunlight shadow. This improves surface and contact detail and fixes problems associated with traditional shadow mapping techniques like aliasing, freckling, and disconnected shadows. Also, we will be implementing AI-powered DLSS, so players will be able to increase their frame rate while maintaining the visual quality of the game. For players looking for better responsiveness, we've integrated the Reflex low latency technology to lower system latency. This combines both GPU and game optimization. We're also happy to announce that Reflex will be coming to Call of Duty Warzone in the future. We have so much more to talk about, but right now I would like to hand it back to David Van Der.
Interessant.
We've declassified a whole lot today, and one thing is clear. Black Ops Cold War is here, and it's ushering in a new chapter of deniable operations that are undeniably Call of Duty at its very best. Realistic, plausible, gritty. You've seen our team-wide commitment to storytelling, infusing the story and spirit of the Cold War narrative into everything we do, even in multiplayer. You've seen our emphasis on authenticity shine through every location, every weapon, every vehicle, every character. Each one telling a story we can't wait for you to uncover and experience. You've seen us challenge ourselves to not only innovate on classic game modes, but introduce a new generation of instant classics. Modes like VIP Escort and Combined Arms Domination. You'll see that duo played today, and it's just the start, as we've got massive drops of free content planned post-launch, including new and limited time modes. No matter what type of multiplayer gamer you are, you'll find something for you. Tying it all together is that signature combat you love. Grounded and always realistic, you'll move fast and fluid, feel powerful when you need to be, and customized just the way you want to be. The new Creative Class and Score Streak systems give you even more of what you love, infusing more control and cinematic moments with less friction between you and the gameplay than ever before. And this is a true connected experience. Warzone and Cold War. The events in one will impact the events in the other, expanding Call of Duty in new ways you've never seen before. And Black Ops Cold War is not only a cross-platform game, but it's also a cross-generation cross-platform game. Now, that should be the end of our show, but this wouldn't be a Black Ops multiplayer reveal without some Black Ops-style mind games. We have talked a lot today about what Black Ops is, how it feels, what it does, but for over 10 years, Black Ops is also something else. A game that consistently presses the boundaries about what multiplayer means. our team relentlessly looks for opportunities to offer new types of multiplayer experiences. In Black Ops Cold War, we're excited to be launching an entire new category of multiplayer gameplay called Fireteam.
What's this?
This new format of multiplayer brings together everything that we loved about making Cold War and everything you'll love about playing Cold War. Across every Fireteam mission and mode, you'll discover some of the most imaginative game loops we have ever designed. The Fireteam format allows us to emphasize teamwork and reward creativity. And it allows you to do things you've never done in Black Ops multiplayer before. You'll fight in squads of 4 called fire teams. You'll deploy into larger maps, play fast, pushing through multiplayer objectives and modes that demand quick thinking. The action won't just affect you, but the environment you battle in. Enter Fireteam Dirty Bomb, one of the most unique game loops we've ever imagined. You and your team must search for uranium. Then, deliver that uranium to Dirty Bomb's position around the map. Deposit uranium and detonate the bomb. Now, avoid radioactive fallout as you navigate a toxic battlefield. Every decision you make impacts your survival rate and your success rate. We can't wait to tell you even more about Fireteam Dirty Bomb and the other Fireteam modes and maps in the week.
Parece interessante, mas 4 contra 4 pode ficar bocado lento.
I guess there's only one thing left to do. Let's play Black Ops Cold War.
É uma ideia bem interessante. O meu único coisa é 4 contra 4 em mapas grandes. Que foi o que ele disse. Acabou?
Não, eu sou capaz de agora mostrar um bocado de gameplay.
É que foi curto para caraças. Não, está a mostrar o trailer outra vez? Vou mostrar o trailer do início. Pô, foi bué curto.
Pensei que fosse falar mais do Warzone, não.
É pá, muita coisa interessante, mas muita coisa má. Sei como é que... Não sei. Muito estranho isto. Estou um bocado desapontado. Não, já vimos isto, não é? Epá! Essa dos skills tricks matou-me. Essa dos kills tricks matou-me. Pois, exato, é que literalmente agora toda a gente consegue um swarm. Imaginem que eles trazem outra vez os K9, que devem vir outra vez, os K9 units. Toda a gente vai ter K9 units, toda a gente vai ter stealth shoppers, toda a gente vai ter orbital V7, mas vai ser uma jabardice.
Se ver esta cena aqui, ele debaixo de água, provavelmente vamos ter isto também no Warzone, não é?
Vamos.
A mecânica de nadar.
Ele já tinha, a Treyarch meteu no Blackout o ano passado. Tu não sei se chegaste a jogar Blackout.
Não.
Pronto, o Blackout tinha nadar também, tinha gameplay debaixo de água.
Mas deve vir agora para o Warzone também.
Se calhar. Vai mudar muito o Warzone. Vai mudar muito. Epá, foi bem curto. Não mostraram os score streaks. Normalmente mostram os score streaks. Ou uma lista, pelo menos, tipo... Imaginem que são tipo 12 score streaks, eles mostram para aí 6. Não mostraram. Não mostraram mapas, não falaram de mapas sem ser os mapas de Ground War. Pá, não sei, meu, muito estranho isto. É, meu, opá, não sei, só um bocado de coisa. A gameplay parece fixe, tem cenas fixe, estão a ver? Gostei da cena do Fireteam, gostei da cena do novo Ground War, estão a ver? É uma cena interessante. Não é uma cena para um gajo jogar, eu já não toco no Ground War há meses, não é uma cena para um gajo estar a jogar sempre, pá, mas de vez em quando pode ser divertido, pode ser interessante se for bem feito. A gameplay parece estar bué fast-paced, mas há decisões que foram estranhas, tipo aquela cena do Fireteam ser só 4 contra 4, se calhar funciona bem, não é? Vamos ver. Score streaks, não percebi essa dos score streaks. I don't know, it's kind of weird.